Welcome back to Henthorn's Performance. We've got the lowrider stripped down. It's the end of the season. We're not going to do any more long hauls, so we took a bunch of shit off of it. SV's just hanging out. No parts here for the bobber. 99 is on loan, but we got crash bars and a windshield for the Cfmoto and stuff falling in my garage for no fucking reason. Goddamn ghost. This is gonna be multi-parts. We're gonna do the windshield, and then we're gonna cut and probably go for a ride. Then we're gonna come back and we're gonna do the engine mounts. I already took the exhaust off so I could get her jacked up safely so I can support the engine. I'm taking some shit loose to do the fucking crash bars. We also have mirrors and then hand controls on the way. Everything's gonna be changed. It's gonna be a real long form video. We're also gonna break it down into small sections of each one, so y'all can check in on those. Cfmoto 300Nk. We check in with y'all in a second as I start the process. All right, so we're starting with the windshield. I already took the bolts loose that I need to take loose, but we need to take this piece off right here, and then these two here. So we're gonna pull these out. Obviously, don't try to hit your bars and shit when you're doing this. So that's where I'm at right now. We're gonna pull these out, and then we're gonna pull these two out. Like this guy, just like this. And then I'll get the brackets half-ass set up with y'all and check in a minute. So we got the brackets mocked up. Oh, they're kind of tight. I don't know if I like it. We're gonna see how it works out. Everything's kind of loose right now. Probably tighten these down, this lower one, and then do adjustment with these. But yeah, so we're gonna set this and see how it works out. All right, so we got it all mocked up. Everything's still loose. It looks good. You can't see through it at all, so that part as a windshield is practically useless. But she said it was windy. Maybe it'll be less windy. It looks pretty good, doesn't it? It's kind of tits. Alright, now we're going to move on to the next step. But that is all tightened down. eBay windshield. I'll try to throw a link in the description for a Cfmoto 300Nk. That's Henthorn's Performance. Let me know what y'all think. Now you can't see through it at all. It's more of a reflection, but I think it's kind of tits. We'll see how it goes. On to the next step. Alright, episode 2. Welcome back to Henthorn's Performance. We already put this side crash bars on. We're going to go ahead and move over to the other side. We're just mocked up over here. 3 bolts in. Top bolts in. Back bolts in. Everything stays in the same location. I did remove this trim piece here. It comes down here and goes around all this. I'm going to look at it later and see what I need to do to keep this tight. Which, I mean, it relatively is. And maybe put that back. Maybe just do some trimming or something like that. Yeah. Okay. Check in with y'all later. Alright. So we're on to the right side, right? That side's already started. For a 300, this thing's going to look rowdy. With the hater pipe, it sounds rowdy. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go ahead and do a time lapse over here and me just working on this side. And then we'll final tighten everything. Probably back her off the lift, because after that all I've got to do is mirrors and controls when controls come in. So we'll probably back her off the lift, give y'all a good walk around of what she looks like, and fucking end her on out. So hit it with a time lapse. Alright, so we got them all final torqued. Nice and solid. Looks good. Now I got a question. Spin off replaceable sliders, right? Or do you hide drugs in mail? Just saying. You know, I didn't design it, but. Step one. Step two. Alright, let's get her down. That's frame slider install. Step two for the day. Probably gonna move on to mirrors because I have those, and then call it a day. Check in with y'all later. Alright. Windshield's on. Crash bar's on. We just took her for a ride. If I do say so myself, this bitch looked pretty good. Mirrors didn't fit. So step 3 is next. Step 4 is in the mail. So is step 5. We'll continue to check in with y'all in a little bit. What's up, Cfmoto fam? Welcome back to Henthorne's Performance. I think we're on episode 3, right? Windshield, crash bars, mirrors didn't work, so you didn't get that one. They fucking looked like shit and they didn't fit right. But now we're on the adjustable controls. Sneak peek, we also got a little fucking hot boy grill cover. Install on that was simple. There's just 3 hooks along the bottom it hooks into, and then a pole plate on the top. Well, 2 pole plates on the top with bolts in them. Little small Allen keys were provided. I'll put the link in the description. But in theory, you're here for controls. So we're gonna move up here. Puppy got out, saw her, ran and grabbed that real quick. So controls, we have done the right side. I want to see how it worked before I got on here with y'all. So now we're gonna remove the left. There's a little bit of play. Just like most aftermarket controls. Let's see if we go over to the ones I have on the SV650. Got a little bit and a little bit. Lowrider ones are pretty rough, to be honest. I already loosened the cable down just to give myself some more pull when I go to take the cable out. Got the other side was 10s, 10 on top, 10 on the bottom. This side is a Phillips screwdriver and looks like an 8 on the bottom. So we're gonna go ahead and get this off, get the lever off, and then hook up the new one. I'll check in about halfway through to show y'all what's going on. All right, so we got the control off. I'm gonna sneak in here and show you. So it just slides out. You got your normal fucking hook joint with a little bushing on it. We'll fucking pop that guy right out. You know, we just pop it back in, twist, slide in. And then we're going to take our factory bolt, get our hole to line up. And then you have a base to a lever installed, and it does click the clutch switch, which is good. So yeah, we're just gonna run this guy down. You're probably gonna want to move your mirror and use a regular screwdriver. I have this very nice fancy snap-on low pro 1/4" ratchet that I used with a Phillips bit in it. So yeah, so we're just gonna run that guy in and then install the rest of the lever. All right, so we went ahead and am I upside? No, I'm not upside. We went ahead and installed the lever. There's a little bushing that goes into this part of the lever right here, copper bushing, and then you slide your bolt through as you slip your spring in here, and then that makes it where you can adjust this down. You should be able to see that spring in there, right in there. And then now you can adjust it and it springs right back where it needs to be. All nice and beautiful. Now we got to adjust our clutch cable slack. Usually you would just turn this guy by hand, but she seems to be a little bound up. So we're gonna go ahead and use a pair of pliers to get it about where I want it, and then I'll go get keys, fire it up, make sure it's adjusted right. But yeah, we're just gonna run, oh, it feels like it's moving smoother now. So we're gonna run this guy out. Oh, I lied. I lied so much. Still not there yet. I'm gonna run this guy out until we start taking up the gap here. To be exactly where we want it. Everybody's specs is a little different. You don't want to run it too tight though, because it will continue to pull it. The clutch won't ever fully engage if you run it incorrectly. I kind of like that. I like how that feels. Okay, so there we are. We're in theory dialed on the Cfmoto. So episode 1, windshield. Episode 2, crash bars. With built-in drug dealer hole. Because that's where you put your drugs. And then episode 3 is controls. That radiator grill's kind of hot. The wife's out of town. She's been out of town the whole process for this bike. Hopefully she loves it. But she's been completely changed. Cfmoto 300, mildly decked out. Still slower than molasses, I'm sure, but looks pretty snazzy doing it, and the controls always feel a little bit better than stocks. That's Henthorn's performance. That's so far our 3rd Cfmoto episode. Like I said, there'll be a final one for the ride and review of everything we did. See how we feel about it. But for right now, that's it. Check y'all out.